I copy. The newest Givenchy, I got it. Collectibles all in my wallet. About to take off like a rocket. Givenchy, I'm on it. LV and make sure we poppin'. I got a Batman and Robin. ECOMI drop it, I cop it. 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 Givenchy, I'm on it. I spend racks on my showroom. NFTs and they so cool. Yeah, I got a lot, man. Cryptos on the blockchain. We was on the block, man. Now we at the top, ayy. Stop, man. If I ain't get you blocked, man. I get every drop, man. I be on that clock, yeah. ECOMI drop it, I cop it. The newest Givenchy, I got it. Collectibles all in my wallet.
What's up, my homies and fellow NFT collectors? Today's video is going to be talking about why I'm starting to diversify my NFT collection into art NFTs. I mainly collect collectibles when it comes to NFTs, but I noticed a recent editorial on Fungible talking about the three different types of NFTs, which are art NFTs, gaming NFTs, and collectibles, and which one is better to collect in the long term. So in this article, they describe collectible NFTs as NFTs that are driven by the passion economy, which is fans that are invested in a specific interest. They're the ones that buy and collect these NFTs, and they used NBA Top Shot as an example. Another good example, of course, would be VV, which I collect on mostly. And they talk about how these collectibles have a marketplace with numbered versions of specific and licensed video highlights in the example of NBA Top Shot, or for VV, it would be statues of superheroes or comics. And gaming NFTs, of course, are related to the game that you're buying it for. They're more like applications. The gaming NFT one decides to buy depends on the type of game that they're playing at the time. However, when it comes to the art NFTs, they note in the article that art can be appreciated by anyone and everyone. No matter who you are, you can consume art. And what one gets out of it is something quite individual and personal as well. And having the ability to collect and display these types of art NFTs from your phone is what's driving the price of them in the market right now. And you can see here when Fungible did a poll on their Twitter to all of their NFT collecting followers that art was by far their favorite type of NFT. And when it comes to art NFTs, you're looking at things like Bored Apes would be considered art NFTs as well. And there's a whole lot of different types. And I think that art is going to be collected by art collectors in the future, and they're going to be looking for names they know like Beeple and other artists that are already established in the space. When it comes to some of the highest NFT sales in the industry so far, of course, you're looking at art NFTs. Everybody knows about the Beeple Everyday's NFT that sold for over $69 million at Christie's auction. But also there's an NFT called The Merge by another artist called Pac that sold for over $90 million. So although I love to collect sports collectibles, Disney collectibles, Marvel comics, I also think it's smart to pick up some art to hold for the future in hopes that it will go up in value. But you have to, of course, invest in the correct artist. And a lot of these artists, like on OpenSea, are people you never heard of. They're even anonymous a lot of times. So I'm looking for artists that are already established in the NFT industry, and I keep coming across Rewind Collective, which as a VV user you probably already know. They have a lot of NFTs on the VV app already, and they have a lot of other NFTs on other platforms as well. Back in May of last year, they sold one of their pieces, Remember Us 4, for $150,000 through Christie's auction. And in June of that same year, they sold another one of their NFTs, Remember Us 15, for over $200,000 through the Phillips auction house. So it's very apparent that Rewind Collective is a powerhouse in the NFT art industry. So let's talk a little bit more about who Rewind Collective is. It's actually a group of feminist artists who are anonymous, and their art is curated and marketed by an activist art gallerist whose name is Amar Singh. And Amar Singh is a very interesting character. He's actually a member of a royal family, and his grandmother, Veena Singh, famously campaigned for women's education along India's first prime minister. As a member of the royal family, Amar is known for leveraging his privileged position to join other campaigners publicly, pushing the Indian government to decriminalize homosexuality, which it finally did in 2018. So not only is he well known in the art world, he's also a well-known activist, and after the Christie's sale of the Beeple's NFT for over $69 million, the executives wanted to capitalize on the popularity of art NFTs, and they turned to Amar Singh to release their next NFTs, which was the Remember Us 4 NFT, which resembles a lot of the VV NFTs from Rewind Collective, and it sold for $150,000 through the Christie's auction. And with that partnership with Christie's now, Rewind Collective is beginning to include NFTs with the purchase of other physical artworks as a type of deed for that piece of art, which is what NFTs are expected to be in the future. So they're already starting to implement that NFT as your proof of purchase for a famous piece of artwork through the Christie's auction house. I think it's interesting to note that the mission statement for Rewind Collective points out that the 20 most expensive artworks in the world are by white men, which is interesting because, of course, there's 50% of men, and I don't think there's, less than 50% of people in the world are white. So it's interesting to hear that the 20 most expensive artworks in the world are made by white men, and Rewind Collective says it's time to rewind back the patriarchy, misogyny, and segregation and shine a light on those who deserve to be seen and heard. And I think that's something that's going to happen in the NFT world. I don't think the 20 most expensive artworks in the NFT world are going to be made by white men. And Rewind Collective is leading the charge, as you'll see going forward, for minorities and women in the world of NFT art. Recently, Rewind Collective's art was featured on Super Rare, the block party they had for NFT art. So it shows that they're across platform and they're well recognized all across the NFT art industry. They even used Rewind Collective's NFT for the front piece of their advertisement. Rewind Collective was recently featured in a Vanity Fair article, and when Amar Singh began talking about their partnership with the VV app, he noted that everyone got carried away with the $69 million Beeple sell. That price didn't and still doesn't constitute the bulk of the market, because he's looking at Gen Z and younger millennials buying affordable NFTs that are driving the market through the roof. And digital editions and accessible NFTs saw an 800% increase this quarter, so that's what he's decided to focus on. As we know, Amar Singh recently brokered a multi-year deal with the VV app, and he also brokered a deal with Maker's Place, which is a platform that creates art NFTs, and they're going to be having their first Rewind Collective art NFT drop pretty soon, and that's what I want to talk to you guys about. It's called Pixelated Heroes, and it's a collection of 5,550 unique digital collectibles, art style NFTs on the Ethereum blockchain. And it's Rewind Collective's first project like this. I think the art looks really great. These are profile picture style NFTs that you'll be able to use on social media websites like Twitter, where they're verified because they're on the Ethereum blockchain. What's great about being a part of this project is that not only are you guaranteed an exclusive airdrop for owning the NFTs, you have a chance of also having actual print shipped to you, which you could sell, of course, on the secondary market, a physical artwork from Rewind Collective. Of course, another big draw to this project is that it's very focused on charitable donations to women in art and minorities as well. And they have a roadmap that points out that the donations will go to reputable charities that are picked by the community during a vote on Discord, which also I think is great. The mission statement for the Pixelated Heroes project is that it aims to empower real-life heroes fighting around the world to promote women's and minority rights. That's why they are splitting 10% of their primary sales between the causes listed here: Vital Voices Global Partnership, Rise, and 2 charities that the community will vote on in the future. So in order to get involved in the Pixelated Heroes project, you need to join the Rewind Collective Discord server. Even if you're not interested in that project in particular, if you're a collector of the Rewind Collective NFTs on VV, we also get a lot of updates about those NFTs and possible airdrops on VV in the future. And if you're into the more of the expensive NFTs that Rewind Collective sell, of course you'll be able to find out when all the auctions are happening for those as well. So make sure you're definitely joining the Rewind Collective Discord server, and I will see you guys in there. Alright guys, thanks for watching today. Sorry for the long intro, I just really like that song a lot. And consider diversifying your NFT collection by purchasing some art NFTs. Get into this Rewind Collective Pixelated Heroes project, you won't regret it. And I'll see you guys at the next VV Drop Day live stream. Later.